Yo everyone, Lloyd Haines here, and today we're back on the road. We had an early start, 5 a.m. get up. I am not a morning person, so I am struggling. Hence why we've shafted already one McDonald's and a Starbucks now. Before we get to Canary Wharf, number 1 Canada Square, central London, because today Haines Co is filming prop chains and prop chain investment groups' entire 3 months to 6 months of their marketing campaigns for social. Super hyped about this brand, and I'll tell you why. They're London's fastest growing private equity investment group, and what makes these guys different is that they actually diversify their clients' investments so as to reduce risk and maximize return. Okay, now what really interested me about these guys when I onboarded them at Haines Co was when I spoke to the CEO, Mohammed Islam. Spoke to him at length, and I actually couldn't believe what he was telling me when he first started, right? So he told me they diversify their investments in 2 ways. So from 100,000 investment from a private investor, they'll split that 50% into property and then 50% into crypto. Now what fascinates me about the crypto investment is that it's actually FCA regulated. So the Financial Conduct Authority licenses all that they do. So they are, held to really strict kind of guidelines to ensure a really accessible and sort of mitigated landscape for their investors. Now, to have a private investment fund via cryptocurrency that's regulated just blows my mind. So that's a massive USP for the business. I knew straight away that it's something that Haines Co have to get upon. And who knows, maybe in the next couple of years, PropChain will have their own prop coin. It's pretty possible. It is in the works. I'm probably giving away all their deepest secrets right now. But anyway, we're on our way there. 35 minutes left on the clock. We're going to get there, film their funnel videos today, their brand awareness videos, value-driven content. And then, afterwards, probably going to go have a pint or two. Reason being, even though I'm Welsh born and bred, I'm going to have to grin and bear it because England did win yesterday against Denmark 2-1. And as a result of that, they believe that it's coming home. God knows what they're talking about. But as a result, a few beers tonight, and then staying at the Travelodge. And then round 2 tomorrow. We go again tomorrow because we're filming their next brand as well, which I'll tell you all about then. So yeah, peace.
They're only probably under 50. Because this is a 7-seater.
Right.
They don't do 7-seaters. There's only 50 of them.
Only 50?
There are only 50 7-seaters. There are 5 liters.
What, like in the world?
Manufactured. No, in the UK.
Oh, right. That's still crazy though. We were chasing, I think there was a miscommunication there. We were chasing the bus stop images that you have across the UK, not to post, but as a reference point for our designers to just do a final check for sizing purposes. Welcome to 3 random questions with Lloyd. Most inspiring person I haven't met, I know that's not the question, but hear me out, haven't met but would love to meet would be Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. Absolute OG when it comes to marketing and scaling businesses. Person I have met most inspiring, I'd say that my late Nan is up there, Nanny. She was a massive performer at the West End, incredible. And I do believe that she gave me, my brother and my sister, every musical bone that we have in our body as well. So eternally grateful to her. And then, this one may sound cliche, but my mother and my father, like, really pushing me always to do everything that I wanted to do in life. I mean, like, there's not many people who can say that their dad turned around to them when they were working a standard 9-5, it's kind of like rat race kind of role, and turn around to them when they're working their postgraduate career that they wanted to do since they were a kid, and turn around and say, just do what you want to do instead. Do something that you love. Do something that you're proud to do rather than something that kills you just to fill your ego, So yeah, I'd say that he really inspired me in that sense, because there's not many parents that would actually turn around to their child and tell them to go and start a business. Lots of parents kind of pigeonhole their kids and sort of make them just do university, then go and do a normal career. There's not many that turn around and say, yeah, go run a bunch of events and throw a bunch of raves around the UK and see what happens.
With the
voice qualified leader, what kind of information do you want them to have provided in order to pre-qualify them?
That's a questionnaire that we have to scroll through that. That's a questionnaire that they're questions that I kind of want to find out.
With the investing, if they're through a business or personally, does that make a difference in the yes or no, or for you guys? Or?
It won't make a difference as such, it just makes a difference on paperwork.
Okay.
Brian, just to make sure this investment opportunity that we're currently showcasing is suitable for high net worth individuals and sophisticated investors, so just to make sure it's suitable for yourself, would you be classed as high net worth?
Yeah, okay, well, what is the investment?
Straight into like, well, we've got this opportunity, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
and you're like,
exactly.
wait a minute, whoa. That's just like, that's not how I would talk to anybody.
They don't want to feel like they're being marketed to. They want to feel like it's a natural thing of A to B. I want to invest, show me how to do that.
Yeah.
These are the 3 checks. We don't want to ring up and say we're checking about, if you're willing to be on a mailing list and then go into the investment opportunity. We want to say we're ringing you today to see if you're a good fit for us and if we're a good fit for you in terms of investment.
My value, and I learned this through networking, is very much about you're a farmer. So you plant the seed, you show up consistently, you water that seed, you feed it, etc. So you're cultivating it. Ultimately, if you look after it, you harvest it.
Yeah.
So when you're networking, you're a farmer. You're not a hunter. You're not going right. Get my gun out and shoot someone because I want to get the lead straight away. That's just not how. It's not how I like to be sold to myself. Mm-hmm. And every time I look at how I'm sold to and the reason why I buy it is because I've got to know, like, I trust them.
Yeah. The thing that I'd love to do before I leave would be, I'd say that building an empire is so important to me. Now I know that may sound like a self-righteous thing to say, especially considering that my name's on the door. However, that's step 1 of like 3, right? So the empire would be step 1. A lot of people see that as the pinnacle. I see that as the start. Having not just 3 to 4 divisions like we've got now, but having 10 divisions, creating thousands, not tens, but thousands of new jobs for graduates and non-graduates, of course, as well. In the financial sector, marketing sector, property sector, acquisitions and so forth. But then leveraging that money for the better purpose of society. Now, one thing that I was involved with as a kid was the Big Music Project, which was funded by the National Lottery. And that got underprivileged kids off the streets who were, a lot of the time had ASBOs and things like that, other problems with the police. They spent time in like juvie, as they call it, and got them into music workshops. And being part of that scheme really gave me an insight into what it's like to be a music tutor and to bring kids literally off the streets and into a music place, into a studio, to really inspire them through art and creativity and output, positive output, to inspire them to focus on that as opposed to their crimes. Because a lot of the time the crimes that these kids commit are genuinely due to poverty, boredom, neglect, lack of funding in those districts and things like that. I'd love to be able to have an empire that is able to fund a UK-wide, I'm not just talking like a small pocket of people here, a UK-wide operation which encourages children to find their creative output. It doesn't have to be music, by the way, that could be in any art form. I truly believe that art has saved my life multiple times. And I really believe that any art form for any child will totally fight any of that negativity in their minds, and I don't think schools do enough for those kids at the moment. And I know that's a massive statement to make, but it is something that I genuinely plan on doing before I leave, 100%. I want to be able to have a foundation of music, an art foundation, which totally tackles all of those problems that we have, that politics fails to solve, that schooling fails to solve, that local government funding fails to solve. Music heals all, right? So, yeah.
This one, number 35.
Ah, okay.
Number 35.
So was that the first one in this block that you got? Or?
In this block, the first one was number 89, but it's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
35,
Yeah.
120, 79, 61. I forgot already all the numbers, there's so many. There's about...
Guy is a beast.
And then in March, I bought into all of them.
And shares in Haines Co.
How much? Tell me, I'm interested.
Yeah, we definitely. Do you
It's
think?
convenient, look, DLIs, yeah?
Yeah.
This is the station. It's not even 30-second walk.
And things like that, are those things that you look out for when you're finding rent-to-rent opportunities?
100%.
Things like train station, city centre.
In London, I would say train station is the most important. The closer it is, the easier to rent. Let's go check the office out.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry.
How are you? Is it okay to come in?
No, it's not.
No. Oh,
Sorry.
no worries.
Okay, we go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, I used to rent this room before. Maybe
Okay,
about...
you go talking about
No,
this.
I just wanted, is it possible to record it a little bit?
Sorry?
30 seconds to record it?
My record.
Yeah, without you, just the room.
No, I can't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because you go there, then ask her.
Who?
It's Ben.
The shop owner?
Yeah, shop owner.
Okay.
But what's it like looking at this now compared to when you look outside of the Canary Wharf office overlooking, Barclays HQ?
Well, it's the next step, and I'm sure there will be many more after what we have right now. And we just keep moving up and up and up.
Okay, so we're meeting a guy in a bit who's coming down with what looks like a tricycle kind of thing. Tell us about that and tell us what the story is behind that before we see him. And what is it? What's it called? It's not a tricycle, is it?
It's a pedicab.
Right.
It's like a cycle taxi.
Yeah.
I started doing it when I was just turned 16 back home, and I was earning quite good money. I was earning about 100 euros or 120 euros a day.
Okay.
When I came to London, I thought I'm not going to do it, but then obviously life turned the other way, and I was left without any money, so I had to do it because I didn't need any CV and I already knew the people. And I started doing it. I think I made like £60.
Okay.
I worked a whole day.
Couples mainly, I imagine.
Yeah, couples, families,
Okay.
up to 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And then they weren't electric. My bike wasn't electric, so
So you were paddling. Oh my god.
now all the bikes are electric. We're quite famous for charging a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's don't record this.
I love it. Did people think he was crazy when he said all of his big dreams and he was, riding one of these around talking?
No, I
about...
always see in his eyes, he is like, he have the passion. He was always on the correct way to be on the top. He was coming from first day on this job, he was the leader.
Yeah.
And now he's the leader in the life.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd have to go back to a time before I was born. Don't get me wrong, I've seen some amazing events. But when I watched Bohemian Rhapsody recently, and then saw all the footage thereafter, the live footage thereafter, of Freddie Mercury's concert for Live Aid, like that would have just blown my mind. Being a part of that, knowing that he was on his way out and still realised the music conquers all, and that no matter what's going on in your life, the show must go on. Like that stands for so much more than just the fact that he performed. The fact that the guy was literally in his last stages of his life and came out and performed to all those people in the way that he did and had them in the palm of his hand. Like that would have been an insane concert, and all for a good cause as well. So I think that would be up there. Aside from that, I think it would be mad, probably a little bit disturbing, maybe some PTSD involved, but I'd be a bit mad if you could see yourself being born. Like imagine like, maybe not the process of you coming out, like that'd be a bit odd, but just the idea of being a fly on the wall as like your parents are holding you for the first time. That would be insane. Apparently my mum said that my dad sung, I think he sung like Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses to me when I was born, which must be why I love rock. But yeah, that would be insane. I'd love to see that moment, that day, 24th of December, 1995. Would love to see that day. Yeah, I know I'm basically Jesus because the day before Christmas, but who's counting?